Okay, so I went to Scotland. It was actually a while ago now, it was last summer, and I've had a pile of stuff kicking around for a few months, and I thought it was time to go through it. First of all, a few postcards. I'm not going to go through these postcards. I bought these in case they might be useful for making this video. Otherwise, I picked up a pile of 78s from various different sources, and there are some real gems in here, I assure you. First one though, I quite like. This came from Leith in Edinburgh, or just outside Edinburgh. This is the Boy Scout Jubilee Jamboree, sung by the Gang Show, and the voice of Robert Baden-Powell, founder of the Scout movement, and In My Dreams I'm Going Back to Gilwell, which I don't know. And I thought it was quite interesting because it had the voice of Robert Baden-Powell on it. It's also interesting because it's actually a plastic 78. So yeah, that's got to be quite late. Now, we stayed in a self-catering accommodation, and I did make use of some pizza boxes to actually store some of the records. So I really can't remember what's in what box. But let's have a look in this. This was a stone-baked margherita pizza from the Co-op. This was this was quite a nice pizza, I seem to remember. Let's pull out the records, see what we've got in here. Now, this is all wrapped up nicely. Now these ones are from the Scottish Antique and Arts Centre near Doon, which is a great big sort of emporium with loads of dealers. I actually went there twice. Now this first one here, although it's in a Columbia sleeve, is actually a Chapel record, or the Chapel record, and this is actually quite an unusual label. This is sort of First World War type of time, and this is number 9, After the Girl, Band of the British Imperial Guards, and Sunrise, also by the Band of the Imperial Guards. And this is certainly one of the nicer finds I found on this journey. I did actually go to the centre twice, partly because I was a little bit concerned that I'd left the sleeve behind, because I got it out of a mixed box of records and they weren't all in the right sleeves, as is often the case. And I thought it would be a real shame if there was a Chapel record sleeve in there, but there wasn't. You can see from this next one here what I mean about things being in the wrong sleeve. This is a rather nice Beltona record sleeve. I actually have very few Beltona record sleeves. In fact, I think I only have one Beltona record. And this is an ACO. Now, I don't think ACOs are anything like as rare as the Chapel one that I just showed. This is Bells of Owlsley, played by the Scottish Cooperative Wholesale Society Prize Brass Band. That's a bit of a mouthful. And it's made by Vocalion Records, Hayes, Middlesex. So it's probably made in the same plant that the H&V records are coming out of, or were coming out of. So it's made in England up there. But I've never seen an ACO record or ACO record before. So as I quite like different labels, I thought I'd pick this one up. And this on this side is the Joy Wheel, also played by the same band. Now at that arts centre, or Arts and Antique Centre, I also found this little item here, which we'll unwrap. And this is a little ceramic gramophone of the sort of hornless type but without the lid, and it's marked Bournemouth. And it may seem odd, why would there be one marked Bournemouth, which is in the very south of England, in Scotland, which is above the north of England? And the reason being is that this is souvenirware, and people would buy them on their holidays and bring them back to where they live. So presumably somebody who lived in Scotland went to Bournemouth on their holiday and brought it back. There's various markings on the bottom. I do actually have several of these, including some Scottish ones which I've bought in England, and I will in another video at some point show off all the sort of little miniature gramophones I've also found. Right, in this towel here there's very small bits of packaging. We've got some Bakewell cherry Bakewells. They were rather nice, I seem to remember. And some Choco Nut Squares, which I didn't eat. Somebody else in my family ate those. And some Special Flakes red fruit which I did eat. They were rather nice. Anyway, what else have we got in here? Now, I've got some 12-inch records here. Now, I have to remember why I bought these. Why did I buy these? This is the International Concert Orchestra on 12-inch HMV. And that's Estudiantina Waltz. And that is the Skaters Waltz. And I'm pretty sure I didn't buy this for the record. I think I bought this one for the sleeve. That's quite a nice sort of dealer sleeve from Aberdeen in Scotland. This is a Fritz Kreisler record. This is violin with piano, which is probably why I bought it again. Quite a nice sleeve. Oh yes, and it's single-sided, and that will be the reason I bought this. So, just to show you do find single-sided records in the wild, and this is a 12-inch single-sided. And I don't know if you can see, but it actually says gramophone on the back. So at a guess, that's probably going to be something like 1913, that record. So that's rather nice. This one, Marital Moments Part 1 and probably Part 2. The Band of HM Coldstream Guards. I bought this one, I think, for the sleeve. I rather liked the Expert Repair Service chap there, and this one's also from Aberdeen. So Neil and Co, the gramophone specialists, Queen Street, Aberdeen, with an amazingly short phone number, only 4 digits. But that's what phone numbers were like back in the day. Right, a bit more packing. Dr. Pepper. I think that was a 10-pack. I didn't drink those, but they're quite nice. Now, I can't remember if I said, but those records were from Dingwell. So another bag here, Debenhams. Debenhams was a chain in the UK up until very recently, but I think they've gone bust. Okay, let's have a look inside here. I'll have to remember where I got these from. Another pizza box. Double pepperoni pizza, something I quite like. This one I'm pretty sure I bought for the sleeve. This is Just a Wearying for You, Paul Robson, but quite a nice sleeve from Glasgow, which after Edinburgh is the next major place in Scotland. The other side is At Dawning. Now the next one, Mother, What'll I Do Now, George Formby and his ukulele. Probably bought it for the record. There's noughts and crosses, but it's a nice sleeve as well. That's actually Morden Radio Centre, London Road, Morden, Surrey, which is nowhere near Scotland. That's basically south of London. Looks in reasonable condition. It does actually have like a charity shop label on it there, so I think that was from Dingwell. And this one here, Ohio, Harry Lauder, comedian. This is a Zonophone celebrity record. So this is the 1910s or the early 1920s. It is double-sided. The other side is Over the Hills to Ardenteni, which I'm not familiar with. But that's quite a nice record, and it's in a nice Beltona electrographic record sleeve. I don't know what an electrographic record is, but that is a sleeve for one, so that's rather nice. And this is one from Hull, J. Jordan, Hull. It's a Tyneside song. Tyneside song, C.E. Catchside, Warrington, singing with orchestra. Don't know what that's going to be like. Well, Nanny's a Mazer. I don't know what that is. Hopefully that's hopefully that's not rude. Again, by the same person, and it's quite a nice sleeve. So this is sort of late 1920s. yeah, sort of HMV 101 there. Some sort of, that could be a Decca, that's a Decca there. That's a sort of orthophonic type machine there. So that's rather nice. And this one is Hull again. So this will be from the same charity shop. Probably bought it partly for the sleeve. It's a good old heavy Regal. Let's see what it says. So that's a Whispering Harry Vernon baritone with orchestra. And the other one is Cuban Moon, also by Harry Vernon. Probably bought that just because it was another Hull sleeve. And Hull, I don't know if I mentioned, Hull is a city in England, which is in the north of the country. So it's not exactly on the way to Scotland as far as I'm concerned, but it's getting up that way. Okay. A few more records in here. What's that? Texan style barbecue chicken pizza. So, oh yes, Scarborough's. This is a nice sleeve again from Hull. The record itself, A Fantasy in Blue and Fantasy in Blue Continued. Fred Hartley and his quintet. Never heard of them. It's on a Decca. Looks in reasonable condition. I like the sleeve though, so that's why that got bought. Another George Formby. Could Not Let the Stable Down. I do actually know that one. And I'm making headway now, and I know that one as well. And this again is from Surrey. This is the Library Music Shop Limited in Surrey. So a nice sleeve, but a long way away from where I bought it. I think this was bought in Golspie. And this one is another George Formby, Can't Fool Me, from the film It's in the Air. Another one I know, and It's in the Air is the reverse of that one. I actually can't remember where these stickers belong to, so it might be the charity shop in Golspie, it might be the charity shop in Dingwall. I just can't remember. It doesn't really matter, but there we are. Two good places which I found records in. And this one here, Blackadder's Gramophone Saloon. It's a sort of, if you're familiar with Blackadder, the TV series with, I think it's Rowan Atkinson, it's difficult to walk past something that says Blackadder on it. It's just such a classic sort of comedy name in the UK. Really nice sleeve. This one is from Union Street, Glasgow. And looking at this gramophone here, you're talking sort of mid 1920s, give or take. That's the sleeve. What actually on the record? Oh yes, Love Comes Up, Blossom Time, Richard Tauber, tenor with orchestra or chorus and orchestra, and First Love is the Best Love, Richard Tauber. He's a very well known artist. I'm not likely to have bought it for the record though. I mean, it's interesting, I suppose. It's a Parlophone Odeon series. Not uncommon, but certainly not one you walk into or come across every day. And this one, His Master's Voice. Well, actually the dealer is Sydney Scarborough, Hull. And I'm pretty sure this one did come from Golspie. So maybe the ones with the white sticky labels on came from Dingwall. By the Walkers of Munetonka, Nelson Eddy baritone, and Trees, Nelson Eddy baritone. Again, I would have bought that one for the sleeve. I don't think, other than the ones I've got here, I don't think I've got any Hull sleeves. They certainly look quite interesting, so they got bought. So if you like this video, you might like this one too. Thanks, and see you in the next one.